Joining us now for more on the energy production debate in this country, energy futures analyst at Citigroup, Tim Evans. Tim, good to have you here.
Thank you.
Tom Pyle, president of the Institute for Energy Research, and great to have you as well, Tom. Let's turn first to the president's silver bullet. Tim, your thoughts? Not a silver bullet, no magic solution, really?
Well, these are figures of speech, and we all fall into habits of speech like that. Yes, there are a range of things that could be done in order to bring gasoline prices down. And
I can think of one that's at hand for this president or any other. President George W. Bush, July 2008, signs an executive order lifting a moratorium only on the executive branch, which, by the way, had no effect whatsoever in terms of opening up offshore drilling. There still remained the legislative moratorium. But we watched crude oil prices drop from almost $150 a barrel in short order to just almost half that. Right now, Tom. I'm sorry.
Right. Although the recession that we entered was a part of that equation. We got prices up to a point that choked off demand, and the economy was turning south.
Choked off demand.
Correct. Yeah. And they're choking off demand today, by the way, with U.S. 4-week average petroleum demand running about 5.8% lower than a year ago, with a big drop in gasoline use as a part of that.
And the 15 years, our demand right now for gasoline is at a 15-year low. Tom, let me turn to you on this issue. The president's saying no silver bullet. It's getting pretty clear. The more the American public understands, and we're going to go tonight, we're going to take time to go through some numbers that I think the American public, first of all, doesn't know, and shame on the national media for them not knowing it. But the fact is, this is a president he's on the wrong side of history here when it comes to energy policy. And he's on the wrong side of demographics. He's on the wrong side of just about every aspect of this argument, isn't he?
Well, the president's not talking about silver bullets anymore, but he's telling a whole heap of fish tales. I was amazed today at how he created what I'm calling the Keystone two-step. On the one hand, he has delayed this pipeline for as long as humanly possible. All of the facts and figures were on the table 2 years ago, and he's saying now Congress is rushing this through. Then he goes down to the bottom part of the pipeline, not necessarily where we want to bring the oil, the new oil, and he's saying he's going to cut red tape and expedite permits. This thing's already going. We've already seen reports that said what he did and said today was absolutely unnecessary and irrelevant. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to cover up the fact that he has been hostile to oil and gas and coal production in this country for 3 years. Now we're getting into the heart of this campaign.
You know, not to get into his motivations or his head, you know, I mean, none of us know what's going through his mind. What we do know are the facts. And empiricists we are, each of us, all three of us at this table are empiricists. The facts are that this president is saying that we have 2% of the world's oil reserves and we're consuming 20% of that supply. It's, as we demonstrated here last night, that it is absolutely a palpable, let's put it, I'm going to be very kind here. The president is not being very honest, is he? Not completely honest by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sorry, Tom, let me just finish, if I may. And Tim, I'd like to turn to you. How is the market reacting here?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't be shocked to find that politicians are being political and
I'm not shocked. I'm asking you how the markets are reacting to what he's doing.
Well, in terms of market reaction, I think markets are reacting fairly calmly. We did have some reaction to the TransCanada announcement some weeks ago that they were planning to move ahead with the southern portion of this pipeline, even without the approval on the northern section. Where there's more of an issue in terms of the aquifer that runs under Nebraska and protecting that. So the market reacted a few weeks ago to TransCanada's
I'm sorry,
move.
I'm looking at futures. I'm looking at the forward markets. We got prices so high that we're going to see these numbers roll into the energy market in this country. They're going to go higher from here. If that's a reaction to the southern part of this deal, it's squirrely to me.
Well, let's be clear that there are a whole lot of things that drive oil prices.
Well, let me do it this way because we got a lot. We got to get real here. What would the price of gasoline be in this country if the southern part of this pipeline weren't approved then? I mean, you're sitting at the highest price in history right now.
But at present, the price would be identical to what it is today because this pipeline won't be completed for a year.
Yeah. Tom, I want to turn to the idea. Media pointing out the fact that these are assertions that are without foundation.
Yeah, even the Washington Post had to come out and say that the president's 2% statement was a whopper. And here's the thing: we have 200 years of oil, that we can get at right now. It's available to us. Most of it is on federal land. Federal land. This is the fact. Federal land production of fossil fuels is down is at lowest point in 9 years. The president keeps saying that under his watch, production is up in this country. Yes, that's true. But that's because of the decisions that were made in previous administrations with respect to the federal lands. And more importantly, production is way up on lands he has absolutely no control over whatsoever. So that is the message that he's sending is, even though my policies are reducing production, I'm going to take credit for the overall increase simply because I'm sitting in a situation where people are on one side want it, and he's clearly doesn't.
Where are these markets headed? Because what everyone watching, listening to you right now, Tim, they want to know what in the world is going on. Where are these markets taking us? Where will gasoline prices be?
Well, the critical issue here is neither the pipeline nor domestic oil production. The critical issue for the market right now is Iran. So if we have a hot conflict with Iran, if we lose Iranian oil export...
Speculation, we'll take the Goldman Sachs survey, it amounts to 58 cents on every gallon. If we take a look at taxation, we're talking about another 15% of the price. We're looking at 80% the price wrapped up in crude itself into the derivative.
Right. So what's driving the price of crude oil in international markets and to a large extent in the U.S. Is this fear that we're going to lose Iranian oil exports that are in total on the order of 2.2.
How much Iranian oil do we use here? How much?
But it's a global market.
Oh, I understand it's a global market, but we've got a domestic supply. We're the third largest producer of oil in the world.
Yes,
we're not that 2%.
Which is beautiful, but we're also the world's largest importer of oil and petroleum products. So those international prices are not irrelevant, and when
not suggesting they're irrelevant, but I am asking you where are the prices going, and that's what I need to know.
When oil traders in the United States see Brent oil trading at a premium of $18 a barrel over the West Texas Intermediate price, they're inclined to buy.
We've got to go. Tim Evans, thanks. We're going to get an answer on that price and that direction.
Thanks.
Tom, we appreciate it and everything your institute does to keep this information rolling. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk to you again soon. And by the way, I'm going to answer part of